He averaged 27 points, dished out 7 assists per game while guarding the opposing team's best player every night. In 2013, LeBron James reached a level of dominance that broke basketball. A season so efficient, so overwhelming, teams had no answers. A season where he won his 4th MVP, led Miami to a 27-game win streak, and capped it all off with one of the greatest finals performances ever. The Miami Heat entered this season as champions, but they also had a huge target on their back, followed by many questions. Could they repeat, and could LeBron sustain this level of dominance, and did Miami's unorthodox small ball style with Chris Bosh at center and the three-point snipers around LeBron have the ability to control the league once again? This season wasn't just about defending the title, it was a season where every doubt, every question, and every ounce of pressure could collide with LeBron James at its absolute height of his powers. For most players, winning a championship is the moment to celebrate greatness. For LeBron James, it was the opposite. The summer leading up to this season wasn't a victory lap, it was a training camp. LeBron put his legendary work ethic to the test. His mid-range jumper became more automatic, his post-game got smoother, and his conditioning continued to be unmatched. After finally reaching the mountaintop, LeBron's mindset wasn't satisfaction, it was to reach another level. And when the new season tipped off, he showed it immediately. On opening night against the Boston Celtics, LeBron didn't just play, he dictated everything. He scored 26 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and dished out 3 assists. It made it clear the Heat were returning even stronger. But the real story wasn't his stat line. It was head coach Eric Spoelstra's bold decision to fully embrace pace and space basketball. Chris Bosh became a full-time center, spreading the floor and dragging rim protectors away from the paint. Shooters like Ray Allen, Shane Battier, and Mike Miller waited in the corners ready to shoot, and D-Wade could slash the rim and hit backdoor cuts all day long. And in the middle of it all was LeBron James, the ultimate point forward. By running the offense through LeBron, Miami unlocked the best version of his game. His size and vision allowed him to see over defenses like a 6'8" quarterback scanning the court. His passes punished double teams and rotations, creating open threes on command. And for his strength, it let him post up small defenders while his speed made him unguardable by bigs. It was a system designed entirely around his versatility, and nobody in the league had the personnel to stop it. But running small ball came at a price, and LeBron had to step up on defense big time. And with Bosh at center, Miami was undersized against real big men, meaning LeBron often had to become a defensive monster. And guarding point guards on one possession and then switching on to power forwards and even centers the next, bodying up the post against players much heavier. Also flying around the perimeter to contest shots and then sprinting back inside to secure the rebound. And LeBron James wasn't just Miami's offensive engine, he was a defensive backbone, and the combination of these two responsibilities made what he did in 2013 almost superhuman. Even with LeBron's play, analysts questioned whether this style of play could hold up. Could small ball continue to win in the playoffs, and could LeBron really sustain MVP level offense and cover every weakness on defense for an entire season? Those questions would hang over Miami all year, and LeBron's answer was about to redefine basketball itself. And by the time the season was underway, NBA defenses had one question on their mind: how do you stop LeBron James? Teams tried everything. The first adjustment was packing the paint. If LeBron's greatest strength was attacking the rim, then the simple solution would be to clog the lane and force him to take jump shots. But that strategy quickly backfired. The work LeBron put in during the offseason on the mid-range and three-point shooting deemed to be crucial against his defensive strategy. But what used to be a weakness was now a weapon. If you sagged off him, he'd punish you with pull-ups. If you went under screens, he made you pay from deep. The next adjustment, send multiple defenders, blitz him on drives, and trap him at the top of the key. But doubling LeBron was just as dangerous. Miami snipers feast on open looks all day long. One kickout from LeBron often meant 3 points on the board. It didn't matter what the defense did, every scheme had an answer, and every answer played into Miami's hands. But LeBron made it clear in the season that his game had evolved, and he wasn't slowing down after his first title. He was sharpening his game, preparing for something even bigger. And then it came February, when LeBron and the Heat looked like the greatest team ever assembled in NBA history. LeBron entered a zone the league had never seen. First up, on February 3rd versus Toronto, LeBron scored 30 points on 10 of 16 shooting, adding 8 rebounds and 7 assists. Next, on February 10th, on national TV, LeBron put up 32 points on 12 of 18 shooting, adding 7 rebounds and 4 assists against Kobe Bryant's Lakers. And just a few days later, on February 14th versus Oklahoma City, LeBron finished with 39 points, shooting 14 of 24, plus adding 12 rebounds and 7 assists, all resulting in wins. For 7 consecutive games, LeBron averaged 31 points on 71% shooting. He wasn't just dominating basketball, he was rewriting the math behind the sport itself. If February was LeBron at his most efficient, March was LeBron at his most unstoppable. The Miami Heat didn't just win, they steamrolled the league. From February 3rd to March 27th, Miami rattled off a 27-game win streak. the second largest in NBA history. Night after night, LeBron and the Heat walked in the hostile arenas and walked out victorious. Teams threw their best punch and LeBron absorbed it all. On March 18th in Boston, the streak nearly died. The Celtics led late in the game, and then LeBron took over, drilling a dagger 3 with 10 seconds left to seal Miami's 23rd straight victory. Moments like this define the run, pressure mounting, expectations heavy, and LeBron responding with ice in his veins. The Heat finished the season with a 66-16 record, easily the best in the league. They weren't just winning games, they were rewriting what dominance looked like in the modern NBA. And at the center of it all was LeBron James, delivering one of the greatest statistical seasons in basketball history. 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists per game, 57% shooting from the field, which was the best mark of his career, 41% from 3 during the win streak, which was proof his jumper had arrived, 65% true shooting, one of the highest ever for a high volume scorer, a league-leading 32 player efficiency rating, a positive 12.2 net rating, and he also led the league in win shares at 19.3 and box plus minus at 11.6. And for defensive win shares, he stood at 5.4, ranked near the top as he guarded all 5 positions. Simply put, the numbers broke basketball. And yet, despite being the engine on both ends of the floor, LeBron didn't take home Defensive Player of the Year. He finished second to Marc Gasol, a decision that sparked controversy. Gasol anchored the league's best defense in Memphis, but played just 33 minutes a night and wasn't even selected to All-Defensive First Team. Even some analysts admitted the voters missed the mark. LeBron himself later said that losing the award stung more than people realized, and many still argue that 2013 was a season he should have won it. LeBron still had claimed his 4th MVP award in 5 seasons, and analysts began to say it out loud. Was this the best version of LeBron ever? A player so versatile he could guard anyone, so efficient he broke the analytics, and so dominant that 66 wins and 27 game streak felt easy. But the 2013 regular season wasn't just another chapter in LeBron's career, it was the peak of his powers. After finishing with the league's best record, Miami entered the postseason as the overwhelming favorite, but as LeBron knew better than anyone, the playoffs are never just about talent. They're about pressure, adjustment, and willpower. And the Milwaukee Bucks were the first test, and they never stood a chance. Miami swept the series in 4 games, winning each game by an average of 14 points, and LeBron barely needed to shift into high gear. He averaged 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in just 33 minutes per game. The second round brought the Chicago Bulls, led by Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, and a relentless physical defense. And Derrick Rose was still sidelined, but Chicago played with a grit and a toughness that made every possession a war. Game 1 was a shocker. Chicago stole a win in Miami, holding the Heat to just 86 points. But LeBron responded with dominance. Over the next 4 games, he imposed his will, attacking the paint, finding shooters, and locking down defensively. The Heat won 4 straight, closing out the series in 5 games. It was physical, it was ugly, but it was also a reminder LeBron was too much for even the toughest defense. Round 3 brought Miami's toughest opponent yet, the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers weren't just another playoff opponent, they were the Heat's mirror opposite, big, physical, and relentless inside. And this series was for the ages. And from the opening tip in Game 1, it was clear this was going to be a war. Paul George drilled a clutch 3 in the final seconds of regulation to force overtime, announcing his arrival as one of the league's brightest stars. But LeBron wasn't about to be outshined in his own house. With the clock winding down in overtime, he caught the ball at the top of the key, spun past George, and finished a left-handed layup at the buzzer to win it. LeBron opened the series with a triple-double, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 blocks, and a game winner. Game 2 was a statement game from the Pacers. Roy Hibbert dominated the paint with 29 points and 10 rebounds, and the Pacers out-muscled Miami, stealing home court and silencing the Heat crowd. LeBron was still brilliant with 36 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists on 14 of 20 shooting. He scored at will, powering through double teams, attacking relentlessly. But in the final minutes, he committed 2 costly turnovers and Indiana seized the moment. The series was tied and suddenly the Heat looked vulnerable. And for Game 3 back in Indiana, Miami reminded everyone who they were. He finished with 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, playing as a defensive anchor as the Heat blitzed Indiana in the third quarter. Miami's defense suffocated George, and the shooters finally found their rhythm, and the Heat cruised to an 18-point win, retaking the series lead. If Game 3 was Miami's punch, Game 4 was Indiana's counter. And Roy Hibbert bullied the Heat inside for 23 points and 12 rebounds. Paul George added 19, and the Pacers' physicality overwhelmed Miami down the stretch. LeBron still gave him a chance with 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, but foul trouble killed him late in the game. He fouled out with under a minute left, leaving Miami without his closer as Indiana tied the series 2-2. And for the first time all season, LeBron looked human. And for Game 5 back in Miami with the series hanging in the balance, LeBron flipped the switch. He scored 16 out of Miami's 30 points in the third quarter alone, turning a tight game into a blowout. Every possession ran through him. He finished with 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, reclaiming control of the series. This was a reminder. When locked in, LeBron was simply unstoppable. And for Game 6, Indiana refused to fold. Paul George had the best playoff performance of his young career, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, while Hibbert added 24 and 11. And for LeBron, he fought like a one-man army, pouring in 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, but the rest of Miami disappeared. Wade and Bosh combined for just 15 points, and the Pacers forced a winner-take-all Game 7. And in the most important game of Miami's season, LeBron James delivered the knockout punch. From the opening tip, he set the tone, attacking Hibbert, hitting jumpers, and controlling every possession. He finished with 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Miami's defense finally locked in, holding Indiana to just 76 points. George's rise was undeniable. Hibbert had proven himself as a force, but the East still belonged to LeBron James. And for this series, LeBron averaged 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists on 52% shooting, dragging Miami to the finals by sheer will. And waiting in the finals was the ultimate test, the San Antonio Spurs. The stage was set, the Miami Heat back-to-back-to-back Eastern Conference champions led by the best player in the world. The San Antonio Spurs, the dynasty that never died, built on precision, discipline, and Greg Popovich's brilliance. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and a 21-year-old Kawhi Leonard, the rising star, assigned the impossible task of slowing down LeBron James. It became one of the greatest finals in NBA history. The Spurs stole Game 1 with their exceptional ball movement. Tony Parker's falling down spinning jumper sealed it late, stunning Miami. LeBron put up a triple-double, 18 points, 18 rebounds, and 10 assists, but his perimeter shooting betrayed him. San Antonio's strategy was clear. Sag off LeBron, wall the paint, and dare him to shoot. He went just 1 of 5 from deep, and Miami fell short in a 92-88 loss. And for Game 2, LeBron still struggled, but he bounced back in other ways. He scored just 17 points, but he filled up the box score with 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. His defensive masterclass peaked with an iconic block on Thiago's splitter, the moment that swung the game. Miami blew out the Spurs with a 103-84 victory, tying the series, but everybody noticed LeBron's jumper still wasn't falling. And for Game 3, San Antonio delivered one of the most lopsided wins in finals history. Danny Green hit 7 threes and Kawhi Leonard harassed LeBron into another off night. LeBron finished with just 15 points on 7 of 17 shooting. He looked hesitant from the perimeter and Kawhi's length bothered him at every turn. The Spurs now led 2-1 with a 113-77 victory, and suddenly the King looked vulnerable. And in Game 4, LeBron finally responded. He poured in 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists, overwhelming Leonard and the Spurs defense. This was a statement from LeBron. He was done being passive, and he tied the series 2-2 with a 109-93 victory. And for Game 5 back in San Antonio, the Spurs machine-like offense shredded Miami. Danny Green continued his record-breaking shooting, and Parker orchestrated beautifully. LeBron still put up a fight with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals, but his jumper again betrayed him. He shot 8 of 22, including 1 of 5 from deep. San Antonio regained control with a 114-104 victory. And for Game 6, that was a night that made history. The Spurs led by 5 with under 30 seconds left, and the championship ropes were coming out. He hit a massive 3 and then another to give Miami life. Still with seconds remaining, he missed a tying shot. And we all know what happened next.
Rebound Bosh, back out to Allen, his three-pointer, bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining!
And then came Game 7, and the Spurs fought to the final minutes. Tim Duncan nearly tied the game with a post hook, only the miss. And for LeBron, he delivered one of the greatest closeout games ever. 37 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists. Most importantly, he buried a dagger jumper with 27 seconds left. The very shot San Antonio had dared him to take all series long. Miami won 95-88, and they became back-to-back champions, and LeBron James was back-to-back Finals MVP. LeBron James had broken basketball, forcing the league to adapt, redefine what it meant to be unstoppable, and leaving behind a season that still stands as the gold standard of an individual greatness.